live in the same neighborhood or like the same state. Like that Ned's like in Nebraska and you're...
From Robert Downey Jr.'s genius ad-libs to Chris Pratt's legendary mess-ups, we're counting down the times when going off script actually made these movies better. Let's start with the godfather of the Marvel Cinematic Universe himself, Robert Downey Jr. This guy basically is Tony Stark, and that's partly because he improvised so much of the character. Remember that iconic ending of the first Iron Man movie? When Tony Stark looks directly at the camera and says,
"I am Iron Man."
Well, guess what? That wasn't in the script. RDJ completely improvised that line, and it literally changed the entire future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Iron Man.
The original script had Tony following the cover story about a bodyguard, but Robert felt it was too dishonest for his character. So he went rogue, and Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige was sitting in the audience thinking, well, there goes our secret identity storyline. But wait, there's more. In Avengers Endgame, when Tony calls Loki Reindeer Games,
"Make your moves, Reindeer Games,"
that was pure RDJ magic. The writers didn't come up with that. Robert's brain did. He's like a walking, talking comedy machine. And let's not forget about his amazing chemistry with the other actors.
Are you smoldering? I'm smoldering.
Yeah.
You doing the eye squinty thing?
Most of his conversations with Pepper Potts, improvised.
I don't want to play with your ball.
His banter with the other Avengers, a lot of that came straight from his brilliant mind. Next up, we have
I personally control half the DNA by doing something I call doinking.
Chris Pratt as Star-Lord, and this guy is basically the king of happy accidents.
Who are you guys?
Chris has this amazing ability to mess up in the most perfect ways possible. In the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie, there's this moment where Peter Quill asks,
What's a raccoon? What's a raccoon? It's what you are, stupid.
when talking about Rocket. That line wasn't scripted. Chris genuinely forgot that his character would know what a raccoon is, since he's from Earth. But director James Gunn loved it so much he kept it in. But the most legendary Chris Pratt moment has to be in Avengers: Infinity War. You know that heartbreaking scene where Star-Lord ruins everything by punching Thanos when he finds out about Gamora? Well, Chris actually broke character and started genuinely crying during the scene where they discover Gamora is dead. The emotion was so real that they kept rolling, and it made the scene even more powerful. Sometimes the best acting happens when you stop acting. Chris Pratt also improvised the dance-off distraction with Ronan in the first Guardians movie.
Dance off, bro. Me versus you. It's on.
The original script just said, Peter distracts Ronan, but Chris came up with the whole dancing idea. And honestly, it's perfect. Only Star-Lord would think dancing could save the galaxy. Now let's talk about everyone's favorite friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, Tom Holland.
Yes.
This guy is famous for accidentally spoiling movies, but he's also incredible at improvising. Tom brings such natural teenage energy to Peter Parker.
With great power comes great responsibility.
And a lot of that comes from his improvised moments. Remember in Spider-Man: Homecoming when Peter gets trapped under all that rubble and starts crying,
Come on, Peter. Come on, Spider-Man. Come on, Spider-Man.
that raw emotion? A lot of that was Tom just going with his instincts. He really felt trapped and scared, and you can hear it in his voice.
Hey, please, I'm down here. I'm stuck.
It's one of the most powerful scenes in the movie. And let's not forget his amazing chemistry with Robert Downey Jr. Their father-son dynamic felt so real because both actors were just playing off each other naturally. Tom would often forget his lines and just react honestly to whatever Tony Stark was saying, and it created some beautiful moments. And Chris Evans as Captain America gave us some of the most surprisingly funny improvised moments in the MCU. You wouldn't expect the first Avenger to be such a comedy goldmine, but Chris had perfect timing. Remember when Cap says,
I understood that reference.
in the first Avengers movie? That was Chris Evans improvising. The script had a different line, but Chris felt like Steve Rogers would be proud of finally getting a modern reference, so he went with it, and it became an instant meme. Chris also improvised a lot of Cap's more emotional moments. His goodbye scene with Bucky in the first Avenger hit different because Chris was genuinely emotional about leaving his best friend behind. And Scarlett Johansson brought such depth to Black Widow, and a lot of Natasha's best one-liners were actually improvised.
I get emails from a raccoon.
so nothing sounds crazy anymore.
Scarlett has this amazing ability to deliver cutting remarks that feel totally natural. In The Avengers, when Black Widow is interrogating Loki and he calls her a
"This is my bargain, you mewling quim,"
her response and the way she handles a situation was largely improvised.
Banner, that's your play.
Scarlett wanted to show that Natasha couldn't be rattled by insults. And let's talk about her chemistry with the other Avengers. A lot of her banter with Hawkeye, her friendship moments with Steve Rogers, and even her romantic tension with Bruce Banner included improvised dialogue that made these relationships feel more real. Now let's give some credit to the directors who encouraged all this amazing improvisation. The Russo brothers, who directed some of the biggest Marvel movies, actually loved when actors went off script. Anthony and Joe Russo would often set up scenes and then tell the actors, just react naturally or say whatever feels right. This is how we got some of the most genuine moments in Infinity War and Endgame. Now let's talk about some unexpected scene stealers who improvised their way into our hearts.
Bus cargo! And you guys going soft on it!
You walked us right off the set.
Yes, I did!
Come on.
These actors took small roles and made them unforgettable through pure improvisation. Stan Lee's cameos were often improvised. The man himself would show up on set and just start talking. Directors would keep the cameras rolling because you never knew what comic book wisdom Stan would drop.
You know what? I think I'll just take these, bring them over here, and hold on for safekeeping.
Michael Peña as Luis in the Ant-Man movies is basically a master class in improvisation. Those hilarious recap scenes where he tells Scott about everything that happened, Michael improvised most of those rambling stories, and they're absolutely perfect.
Your girl, man.
She left me.
Oh.
Yeah, my mom died too. And my dad got deported. But I got the van.
It's nice.
Yeah, right?
Paul Rudd also improvised constantly as Ant-Man. His awkward dad humor and the way he reacts to all the crazy superhero stuff, that's just Paul being Paul, and it makes Scott Lang feel like a real person thrown into an impossible situation.
Cuff that. You got it.
But the real magic happens when all these incredible improvisers get together. The group scenes in Marvel movies are like watching the world's most expensive improv comedy show. What's your favorite improvised Marvel moment? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes Marvel content.